Hello, Miss G. I'm glad we're back together. So we're here today to talk about a few things from our last coaching session and look at some things moving to our final coaching session and to look at this learn stage of the coaching. We're going to look at a checklist. We're going to look at some recommendations and kind of get where you're wanting to go from here. So we'll first off look at this checklist that we have and what we've kind of chosen as a tool or a strategy to kind of look at what your students are doing or have been doing or will be doing. And so we've looked at and kind of chosen the I, we, you do it checklist. So let's look over this checklist and let's see if there's anything that we wish to modify or adjust in thinking about where we're going with these coaching sessions.
Okay. So with the I do it, you had shared with me the video from one of our colleagues about the ABC YA and how I could use that with my System 44 students. They're phonetic learners, and I'd never seen ABC YA before, so that was really informative to me that I could pick it by grade level.
Okay.
When I heard ABC YA, I just assumed elementary, and I thought, well, it wouldn't really fit for my sixth graders, even though they're reading on a first grade level and that's what they need. So it is more mature. And they're able to get it at their level. Just thinking out loud, I'm wondering maybe that could be, like a fun Friday activity since they get to go up to the whiteboard and actually have hands-on.
Have a little more interaction with something that they don't normally have.
Right.
Okay?
I think it would be fun for them because, who doesn't want to touch an expensive piece
That's
of technology?
right, and those are fancy boards.
As far as the we do it together, this is where I'm going to really need your help because yesterday I found out that 12 of my students went on quarantine until Thanksgiving break is over.
Okay.
So when we are looking at the Google Classroom, I know we have already worked together and we've got the classrooms up and I've got all the students thrown in there, but I need help from you with the we do it. Can you help me? Maybe even today after school, since we're off tomorrow, but if you could help me figure out how to attach assignments and push them out. And then I know there's something in there about one of my sixth grade students was telling me about it, how embarrassing.
Hey, we learn more from them.
They're familiar with the Google Classroom more than I am, but there's some kind of a meeting where you can video call or something.
The Google Meet.
Okay, if you can give me some more tips with that, I would love to work with you on that.
And basically that's where you, and I always call it a Google meeting, because it's a Google Meet, but it's where you can technically, if we couldn't meet here face to face today, we could get on there, kind of how we did during the quarantine. We had to do a few little video sessions, so that would be good. Might have like a quick little 10 or 15 minute lesson with those students that are at home to explain to them what you have put up on Google Classroom. But we can go into more detail with that.
Okay, so that would be great.
And then you would be able to do more, evaluating of what they're truly getting while they're at home. So, all right.
And then, for Read 180, it's a little bit different because it's a scripted program where they do software and independent in the small group and the real book. So when I'm pushing out assignments to them, it's not going to be like something they can submit back to me.
It would just be there for, maybe with the Google Classroom, it would be where we could have kind of like a Q&A thing where if they had trouble or if they were,
it would just be more
it
messages.
would just be more like kind of messaging back and forth and more just kind of informing you, yes, I got this done, yes, I did, and even though you can pull up their scores and have a running record, they could maybe have to report to you, I did, this is what I did.
Can they share like screenshots of their book? Boom, boom, I did these 2 pages today. I mean, I guess they could
Yeah,
do
they
it through
could.
Google Drive.
They could like share it through Google Photos, Google Drive. Yeah, they could share it with
Okay.
you in a message. And I think with Google Classroom, with the messaging that's within there, because it directly connects with your Gmail,
Okay.
with our school Gmail. So they should be able to communicate that back and submit that as like an attachment. Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. And yeah, and then the kind of talking about the we do as far as us working as a coachy team, also with your students, and just from my observations, you do that with your Read 180 because you all have the whole group. Then you break out and they go, and then they're showing, y'all do examples together, but this is all coming full circle because this is something that you're constantly doing, but you're not really realizing that that that's a strategy that you're doing,
Okay.
So I think that'll all come into play and be good. So as far as the teacher choosing an approach to modeling, that you want to, that we want to watch and kind of critique, a step further, we've decided that yes, we're going to do the ABC. That's going to be something interactive for those kids that's outside of what they're doing normally. The Google Classroom will be a part of what you're
Daily.
doing virtually and in class, and it can be even something that you could start prepping your in-class students to do, just to get that, because like you said, the 6th grade student that knew it more than you did because they're used to doing it in
Other
science or
classes.
social studies. But it might just be that while you're doing it for your virtual kids, you send it out to your other kids almost like a daily agenda. Have you
Right.
completed, to help them stay on task, have you completed this? Have you completed that? And it just might become something that helps be a little bit more practice for you, as well as getting them used to
Right.
using it in all their classes.
Hands-on.
So, yep. So is there anything else that, as far as the modeling and observing, that you would, thinking about those coaching lessons that were done, and I not doing them myself because I don't like to be videoed. This is not me. That you feel like could anything else that I need to provide to you that would help in that coaching to learn more about those programs, or to learn more?
I just need to pick your brain about
Okay.
Google Classroom.
Okay, so
Truly.
Google Classroom is
That's
the main
really
thing.
my
Okay.
priority.
Okay.
I was able to go in after the videos and try the
Mhm.
ABC. Very user friendly.
Okay.
Not
So-
struggling with that, and I'm sure the Google Classroom is user friendly as well.
Mhm.
I just don't know anything about it, and it's kind of imperative right now to get those lessons out to my virtual.
And it
kids.
goes very deep. I mean, there's a lot of schools that are doing that, they're 100% virtual,
Mhm.
and, they're able to do it all right through there, and kids submit assignments through there. Now, of course, yours is a little different but that's kind of where I'm thinking they might, to let you know that they've completed that Read 180, lesson, or System 44 lesson, or whatever they're working on, that they might have to submit you like just a check sheet or a Google form maybe,
or
that
maybe
says
the
I've
Google
done.
form is their reading log for the independent.
Yes, that
So,
would be good. So
Google form for reading log, the images for the screenshot of the
Mhm.
real book that's completed, and then the data comes to me automatically for the software completion.
that's it. The images would be, and those are
I just need the proof that they're doing the work.
yeah, and that they're accountable. So that when you get those, the
They
form,
had the assignment, I can grade the assignment, whether
Mhm.
they're with me or not.
Yeah, and because in that submission part of Google Classroom, that's helpful for you to know, okay, boom, boom,
Right.
boom. And I believe that it shows you exactly who, this person has completed it, this person hasn't,
Okay.
so
That's what
it
I
gives
need.
you a good check sheet. So checklist, check sheet, yes. Okay, so I think we're on a good path. We've talked about what we're going to do to plan for the modeling.
We'll do a quick crash course today
Yes,
after school.
Yes, so that's us setting
And then
up
we'll go deep.
our time to implement the practice. So yes, and we will do a crash course today, and then we'll set up, because our next lesson coaching video we'll be moving towards, and we'll set that up for next week.
Okay.
So, okay, things have been kind of crazy, so now we gotta wrap it up. So, well, I do appreciate it, and you know I'm here anytime you need me.
Thank you for your
And,
help. I'm so glad you're right through the door.
Through the door.
Right through the
We're
door.
neighbors, so, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, Ms. Kajeski, the last time you and I talked, we decided that I would coach you on some things without the children being in the room. So this is fine. This is a brand new My View board. And you had asked last time we met some questions about how to utilize the board, how to use gaming. Are there some things that the children can drag and drop, things like that. So I'm going to show you how to utilize this board. This is a very awesome piece of equipment, and I'm glad that our school has them now, because with something like what you're doing with phonics and things like that, there is a plethora of games and things that the kids can do. So you can utilize this totally by touch, and this is just like your computer. So for example, I came over here and I just went to Google Chrome and I pulled up ABC Ya is a really great game. I pulled it up. I went to the grade level, which is 6th grade. I went to games, and I also was able to search phonics. And so this is something that the kids can come up here and they can touch it and they can manipulate by putting their finger on it, and they can play the games exactly like this. They can click on a letter and they can match it to a word. They can get used to saying the sounds, but the fact that they can manipulate it, they can come and touch it this way, and I have the volume turned down. But this is definitely one thing that you can utilize in the classroom, and you and I can also sit down and go through several lists of things. This is just an example. Another thing you asked about is Google Classroom, so you can simply just touch right up here, okay? And if we come over here, we come, let's see, right here. Okay, Google Classroom. Like I said, you manipulate this just like your computer, and you can touch it. You can come here, go to your classroom right here, okay? And as you can see, your classes are already set up. So we get your classes set up, and you simply just click on the class. You can type in your assignment right here, and the great thing about this is when the students turn their work in, you can see their assignments, okay? You can also scroll, and you can also add anything that you'd like to add. For example, a reading passage that you can copy, you can put that, add it to your Google Drive, and you can add it to your Google Drive. And so this gives you the option to do that with the add button, and that way the students can use their Chromebooks, they can pull it up themselves, click on the class, they can do the reading passage, and then they can manipulate this by using their very own Chromebook, and then you can also direct them on what to do and their classwork. You can see their assignments, and you can also show them how to manipulate it by using the board. So these are all things that you and I can work on together, the gaming, Google Classroom, so I look forward to doing that.